Last week I entered and participated in the Dunoon Dirt Dash, which is it's a 2-day event, bikepacking, self-sufficient, around about 70 miles in distance and approximately 7,000 foot of climbing. Anyway, during the event I uploaded the GPX to my cycle computer, of which I have had no issues whatsoever with in the past, and during this event relied on it heavily, which was a mistake. I actually did do the dirt dash, but I did it my own way, my own route. So stick with me on this. This is my story.
Yeah, consider steering of the market. Today is everything else as well.
Guys, get your asses over here, line up here. How's that looking? Is that looking good? Come on, hustle, 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 hustle. Go! Hey, and the sun's out!
Welcome to the Dunoon Dirt Dash. We set off about half an hour ago, straight into a climb. Now the good news is that that's a load of 100 feet already out of the way of a 3,100 foot day, so not bad. I'm not on the board of my mountain bike today, which is good. And there's probably about 50 riders, something like that, but there's people of all shapes and sizes, all different bikes and all that kind of stuff. And it's good to, well, it's good to be involved in this.
Well, 3 millimetres wide, 2 millimetres wide, like that. And there's 10 there.
Somebody needs to spray.
Right, so what am I? I'm 6 miles in, but I'm not 100% sure that's accurate. I've certainly already taken a wrong turning. I'm still following GPS, but I don't know if it's rerouting me or not. But I'm having a laugh. There's a potential that I actually could be the official broom wagon. I've been on my own for quite some time now. So this is stage 1, October the 1st. Round about 40 miles, 41 miles today. 3,100 foot of elevation and a bar at the end of it. I'm having trouble with my gears. Right, I was definitely going the wrong way. I was tootling on in a world of my own, as you saw, and then a van pulled alongside me, and it was actually Marcus Stitz who actually organises this event, who very kindly suggested I may be on the wrong route, and then has helped me reroute to get back on it. So I'm actually going back on myself now. So I think I've taken 2 wrong turnings already, so I think it's going to be a long day, but stick with me, it'll be worth it. Right, I'm back here. I think I've been cycling for about 40 minutes or something like that, and I've managed to get myself back to the tyre cleaning station. So I think I must have done about Certainly 4 or 5 miles too many. Anyway, back on route now. So what I'm going to try do here is not make the same mistake I made 45 minutes ago. I've got both GPXs running now, so fingers crossed I can go right route. So I've cycled a couple of miles on tarmac as if I'm heading to Collintrave and Otterferry, and then swung a right to get back on this forestry track. Not a complete blockhead wind, but strong enough to give me a reason just to hop off the bike and give it a push for a few hundred metres. Just rest the bum. So definitely back on track now, but I would guess a long way behind the other riders. Cycle tracks, fresh. Two miles away. Alright, I'm at top of this now. Beautiful views, a little bit of rain around, but it's not spoiling anything. Right, with every climb there's a decline, which is downhill, not in me. I feel okay. I don't know how many miles I've done. According to this I've done 16.4, but I think on the route I've probably only done about 12. So I've still got a long way to go. But spirits are high. It's 5 to 12 and I haven't needed to call on my sausage roll yet. Right, I've just had a Snickers bar. I'm getting a bit tired. It's just absolutely poured down with rain. Absolutely slung it down. I'm actually right in the middle of this half marathon, which is I'm doing my best to keep out of the way of them. The sun's out now, as you can see, and I'm feeling a little bit more revived. I'm 25 miles in. Now if I'd have stuck to the proper route, I'd only be 15 miles away from home, but as we all know, I'm in the right Horlicks of that. Anyway, I'm just resting my bum a little bit. My bum's getting a little bit sore. I could have done with some of their bum butter, I think. I'll get some of that tonight or tomorrow. It's a nice place for a stop. Oh. This is Loch Eck, and by Eck it's a big lock. And I've never been down this side. I didn't even know there was a route down it, but it's grand. Well, I've found my way to the end of Loch Eck now. This has been a long one. About 4 or 5 cyclists have actually just gone past me, so I don't know if I'm officially last now, but they'd stopped to have lunch. So anyway, the good news is I'm back in the mix, kind of thing. So this is like a disinfectant that you have to clean your bike and your feet with, in an attempt to stop the phytophthora from spreading, particularly amongst the pines. I don't know if the larch suffer from it or not. Anyway, it's a good thing. Right, I don't know how far I'm in. I'm 30 odd miles in, so I've got a massive climb to come up, which is that climb that I did on the Cowell Way, and then drop across the loch and then drop down into Loch Doyle Head, which is very steep, but it also marks the last couple of miles closer to the campsite and the end of day 1. So back on the road now, heading in towards Stracker, which I drove in on this morning to get to Dunoon. So heading down here for another just a couple of miles, then a left turn, and then that should take us straight up over the top towards the small Lochen and then drop down to Loch Goyle Head. So not a million miles away from the end of today now. There's extra miles I'm paying for them now. I'm pushing. I'm not cycling up 20%. Not with these legs. Oh, I've got news. I'm off route again, completely off route. Oh dear. I'm making a right mess of this, I tell you. I'm on the way. I've got a route back to Carrick Castle to where the camp is, but talking about bloody going to Bradford via Leeds. What a joke. Anyway, 5 miles ish to go. I don't know how many I've done. I've probably done about 50 pigging miles. I'm gonna have to look at this Karoo hammerhead that I've got and turn off auto route so it doesn't send me on different routes and all that kind of stuff, and then I can stick to the map. Too smart for its own good, this. That way. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, where the bloody hell is he going? And it's a great question. I have not got a clue. But I'll tell you what, I can almost guarantee that no Dunoon Dasher has probably ever taken this route. This is my route. And if it's recording on this bloody computer of mine, it's going to look absolutely hilarious. Well, I'm here. It was very, very messy. I've got myself a pint of ale, which I've earned. They had lager, but it was 6%, which is even a bit too strong for me. Right, I'm going to get this tent popped up and then get myself cleaned and have a lay down. 7:15, end of day 1. Had some excellent food and a good chat with a fellow dirt dasher called Keith, very nice gentleman, lives in Glasgow. Rain's very heavy on now, so I've actually just bailed out and come to lay in my tent. So with all the messing about today, I actually did 48 miles and ran about 3,900 feet of climbing due to my navigational mishaps. So tomorrow's a relatively easier day. I can't remember how many miles, it's 30 something miles. A little bit of off-roady, pushy to start with in the morning, and then I think we're onto tracks, and then there's a big loop up out of Ardentinney and then back into Dunoon. So, and the weather's looking decent as well, so I'm looking forward to that. But plan is now just to relax in the tent, chill out. I've got a beer sat in my shoe, which is probably going to be enough for me. I've had a couple, so unless something ridiculously silly happens, which I don't think it will, I shall see you in the morning. Good morning. A good night's sleep last night and I feel grand. Legs feel okay. I don't know what they were like when I start cycling. Got about 30 31 miles today. So after yesterday's 48, this should be dead easy. So we camped overnight here at Carrick Castle. I've actually camped here before, just down there, not a few months back. So the plan is to head down towards Ardentinney, and there's definitely some trees down there, which I remember last time, but not too bad really. And then like a horseshoe loop, and then back down to Dunoon, and then home. So shouldn't be too bad. I'm not too sure what time we set off today. They're a very friendly bunch of cyclists, and the organisers are Charlie and Marcus. They're very, very welcoming. The routes are good. There's lots and lots of different surfaces, and the climbing's good. You know, it's not too steep, but to be honest, it's not too bad to have a little bit of a push every now and then. It gives other parts of your body a break, if you know what I mean. But if anybody's thinking about doing a dirt dash, I think they should do it. Great camaraderie. And food and a bar. I didn't have too many last night because a long day yesterday, but definitely worth doing, and particularly this one up in Argyle. Can you see me? A lot of climbing to start with. Through the woodlands now and onto this forestry track, which is up and down but a lot of up. Anyway, I'm not 100% certain, but I think this is the first and biggest climb of the day, but I'm not 100% certain on that. Hang on. One of those downy bits. Now an uppy bit. I seem to be doing an awful lot of pushing this morning. Just come through Ardentinney, and nice and flat, and then turn left up this road, which I would say is almost impossible to cycle up, but that wouldn't be correct, because 4 cyclists have just cycled past me. I don't know where they get the strength from. Right, I think we're on a small plateauy bit, then a bit of downhill, because obviously why go straight round when you can climb up a really steep pig of an hill and go down and rejoin the road that you could have gone on. That won't be the dirt dash, would it? So this climb out of Ardentinney is a bit of a beauty, because whereas I thought I got to the top back there, there's at least another half a mile of pushing. But it's got variety, because you can push it at 9 and 10%, but there's a couple of little cheeky ramps of 16 and 18%, which make for good pushes. Anyway, I haven't got far, I believe, to push to the top now, so what goes up Kilman, and it looks like a number of folk have decided to continue around the road, and I'm thinking of doing it myself actually. That climb and descent back there really took it out of me. So I might just have a little dawn, as they say, around the road and relax. So for me, that is officially the Dunoon Dirt Dash completed as far as sticking to the normal route. But thoroughly enjoyed it for the most. It's been hard going this morning. Right, I'm going to have a tootle. So 5 miles from Dunoon now. Still on the road, just having some lunch by the side of this petrol station. Sausage roll from yesterday. It looks like quite a few cyclists didn't bother with the extra loop. They've gone down the road. I think I've seen about 7 now. Sun's out. I'll get this finished and then get this 5 miles done. And then a steady drive home. Maybe a cheeky pint on the way home, eh? Back to the car. 1:15. All good now. That's the Surly Dunoon Dirt Dash done. Or the most of it for me. And I got a brilliant badge. Look at that. It's not a race. Don't be a dick. And it wasn't a race for me. Oh, thoroughly enjoyed it. The climbing for me was tough. I'm just not strong enough, but it was a mixture of very steep hills for me, which I just couldn't get up because they were too steep, or the surfaces were just too hard for me to get over. So there were a lot of pushing, particularly today. There were a massive climb today, but it wasn't too bad once down. But there's plenty of cyclists coming in now, and the jobs are good. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I didn't do the full thing, as in do the full thing, but I certainly did all the mileage. Just the last sort of 9 miles were on tarmac, and it was a good decision. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and let's see what happens in the next adventure. Bye for now.